Hello everyone. I have an amazing story for you. It's not just for your listening practice, but also to inspire you. The story is called Nothing is Free, and it will show you that hard work and determination can change lives. In a serene mountain hamlet nestled far from the city's hum, lived a young man named Leo. At just 20 years old, his heart burned with a vision to build a chain of warm, welcoming restaurants where mountain folk and travelers alike could gather, share stories, and taste joy. But that dream was born from hardship. Each dawn, Leo stirred before the birds, the soft mountain air crisp at the edges of his world. He helped his parents feed goats and sheep, his small hands familiar with rough wool and patient animals. He swept pine needles from their humble yard, fetched water from the well, and washed dishes at home before a single ray of sun touched the valley. After a hearty, simple breakfast of millet porridge and mountain honey, Leo strapped his books, tatters of borrowed pages, and scribbled notes, into a worn backpack, and set off on the 5-kilometer walk to the city school. The path wound through fields where he dreamed aloud, practicing speech for future investors, and thinking of menus he would one day create. At school, he stumbled. He was behind in math, his grammar shaky. But Leo soaked up what he could, asking questions, staying late to pore over his books under a flickering street lamp. He reminded himself, nothing is free, success grows from effort. By dusk, he rushed to the small café where he worked evenings. Each plate he washed, each spill he mopped, he carried another dream in his mind. The warm glow of lights in his own restaurant, steaming bowls of soup, laughter at wooden tables. Each scrubbed tablespoon of grime glinted like a step closer to his future. One night, weary but curious, Leo read about Anthony Robles, a college wrestling champion born with one leg. Robles had persevered through pain and doubt, telling himself, if I quit now, I'm proving them right. Leo paused at that line. It struck him then. Pressure can be a springboard, not a weight. From then on, every time failure knocked, he asked, what can I learn? He returned home, and beneath a single kerosene lantern, he drew his dream restaurant. A cozy shed perched on a hillside, sun-bleached wood, big windows looking out to rolling fields. A sign that read, welcome, in simple hand-painted letters. Beneath it, a kitchen where warmth and hospitality danced in fragrance and flavor. He spent mornings visiting local farmers, corrugated metal barns filled with eggs, potato-packed sack stacks. He asked permission to glean bruised fruits, surplus produce. He saved every burr he earned and practiced recipes at home, thick tomato herb soup, crusty bread kneaded on his small kitchen table, medicinal teas from mountain herbs. For months, doors slammed in his face. Too small a market, owners said. What if you fail? Landlords warned, it's too risky. Investors grumbled, we want numbers, not dreams. Leo remembered Colonel Sanders' 1,009 rejections before that perfect chicken recipe took off. He celebrated each no as a lesson, tweak presentation, broaden menu, speak louder with confidence. Finally, a kind farmer offered him a small, sunlit shed for half the usual rent. It had creaking floors and chipped yellow paint, but Leo saw potential. He gathered reclaimed tables, scavenged mismatched chairs, and painted a lovely golden yellow facade, accented with a deep green door like spring new shoots. He hung a sign. Leo's Mountain Café. Where stories and soups warm the soul. On opening day, only 3 hikers climbed in, dusty backpacks and hopeful smiles. Leo greeted each by name, he'd recognized them in the valley, and served steaming bowls of his special tomato herb soup with honey-sweetened bread. He listened to their tales, offered hot tea, fingerless gloves. He washed every dish by hand, drying them with care, setting them just so. By week's end, word spread. There's a place up the hill where you feel at home. Travelers began to time breaks to stop there. Locals showed up with baskets of wildflowers. Leo baked fresh loaves at dawn now, offering starlit bread breaks for early hikers. He hired 2 neighbors, Amora, who had a gift with teas and herbal infusions, and Bahanu, a shy farmer with a poet's soul who baked sweet potato pastries. Leo's nights grew longer. He stayed late to count coins painstakingly, plan for a second location in the next town. He worked with an architect friend to draw up a modest extension, a covered porch with bench swing overlooking pine trees. He planned menu specials around seasonal produce, pine needle honey pancakes in spring, roasted root veg stew in autumn, spiced mountain coffee in winter. Before a year passed, the second café opened on the outskirts of a neighboring town where foot traffic followed a river trail. It looked different. Rustic wood interiors, candles in mason jars, handwritten menus on chalkboards. But the warmth, the laughter, and the stories poured from table to table like rivers. By sharing his passion, Leo not only built a restaurant chain, he wove community. He organized mountain story nights where elders told legends, and younger folks shared poems. He held skill swap mornings, one day on pottery, the next on bookbinding. He created a Soup for Aber program to feed struggling families. Years later, his name became synonymous with mountain hospitality. And every time someone asked how he did it, he'd smile and give the same answer. Nothing is free. It's sweat at dawn, learning from every no, caring for every customer like kin. It's the stories we share, the warmth we pour. That's worth everything.